Yeah, so Minnesota COVID models. Let's move on to this one. Minnesota COVID models. Let's rip on some more states.
Minnesota again.
It is, yeah. So, all kinds of pop-ups coming up here. This is one thing why we have Facebook articles that I should ignore when they're on Facebook, right? Let's open it from not Facebook. How's that? So these COVID models are 90% inaccurate. The mathematical models used to justify Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's sweeping shutdowns were shockingly wrong, according to a state-reported data. I don't know. Let's dig in. And I mean, same old on this stuff.
Yeah.
Same old.
I will say, this is something that our generation and our past generation haven't been through something like this for a long time. And they're models, and they're not perfect. But this is far from even close. Mm-hmm. Like
90% wrong. Yeah, 90%
well, they had
wrong.
students working on this.
Where were the teachers to oversee it? Why is the governor listening to students and not the professionals? But the professionals didn't have it right either. So
I know you're not trying to rip on them too hard, Craig, and I get that and appreciate that. But,
I'm not excusing it, but there has to be some accountability here.
So I'd like to say I seen this article out there, and Kyle, who actually is a fellow Rochester Knight, he graduated from high school here in Rochester, is reporting for Alpha News now. Did a great job reporting everything downtown Minneapolis and everything, and now is doing a regular report for Alpha News. I could not.
That's a big shout out there. Look at you go.
I'm sorry, but yeah, he deserves it. He's done he's done a great job. But I could not find more news outlets that were reporting this, and I guess that's why I want to bring this up, just because he's hitting some heavy topics. And, everything's documented. Department of Health, Minnesota, the stats are all there. Who, what, where, when, why, and how is all there. It's not an editorial. It's not a commentary. And there was not any other news outlet that was reporting this. And that's sad. That's really sad.
He'll be canceled.
It's very sad.
Yeah, it's sad. When they're saying, I highlighted it here. In reality, the state saw a peak hospitalization figure of around 2,500 in late November. Not only was this peak just 10% of what the state had predicted it would be, it also came about a half a year after the model said it would be. So, I mean, the difference of, having 2,500 COVID compared to 25,000, and aren't isn't Governor Walz still citing, these models? I mean, I know they quit using them here a couple months ago, but he's still citing a lot of these people, the Department of Health, U of M students and everything like that in his daily press conferences. And that's kind of what's scary is he won't talk about this. He won't admit this and say any of this information at all.
I think that I was really nervous when I started speaking about my daughter's tragedy and said yes to it kind of too many times at first because I wasn't really prepared just mentally and what that all meant and what it looked like. But when I started to dig into it and understand it a little bit better, I realized that if you're going to be in the public eye, you have got to answer tough questions, period. Mm-hmm. Yep. And if you're not willing to do that on both sides of that, give me the why. Well, how did you come up with this? Why did you do it this way? I'm okay with that. I'm okay with saying, look, we screwed up on these models.
Then own it.
Own it, fix it.
Yeah.
Right? And so it's uncomfortable to be in the public eye. It's and I'm not even close to like a governor, obviously, clearly. But it's uncomfortable.
Well, not
you have better
now.
hair.
You're a major misfit.
Yeah. I do have better hair.
I was going
a major
there.
misfit.
This will completely disqualify you from running in the future.
Totally. And that's okay.
That's good. That's good, though.
Okay.
That's a good thing, yeah.
That's okay. And that's, to me, if you're not willing to answer those tough questions and say, this is the principle and value behind why I said it, why I believe it, and then be able to kind of have a dialogue and negotiate with somebody like, okay, how can we navigate this? I see your point now, but it's with certain people and political parties and certain ideologies, it is one way and their way and only their way. But here's the thing with it. It continues to fluctuate. There's not a foundation. There's not a, these are our principles, these are our values, these are, this is it. You can work with something like that, right? And you can't work with them because they're always going all over the place.
It's a
Right.
moving target.
Super
of
confusing.
What's the
Yeah.
latest and greatest?
Yeah.
This one got me pretty worked up. This is April. We started this last March as a small business owner. It has severely affected everybody's lives, not just business owners, but as a small business owner, we're still not open up to 100%. We're still being pulled with the puppets and stuff like that. I'm not saying COVID's not real. I'm not saying it wasn't. We needed to prepare for it. But the numbers in the article and the money that was spent doing this, we saw this earlier. We should have been open back up. Everybody was running to Wisconsin. Everybody was running to these other states. It was, again, an embarrassment to Minnesota. These businesses were struggling, and they're smart enough to be business owners. They're smart enough to follow the guidelines. They're smart enough to make sure their clients are taken care of, and they're following the procedures to keep their clients healthy. There's no reason that this needed to go on as long as we could. And how many small businesses across the United States, but especially in our state, in our town, in our community, that were lost because of this? I'm celebrating 31 years this year, and I feel like I'm starting my first year. And had I been downtown,
I know you said no
Hey,
slapping
watch
on the
the- watch the
table,
table.
but
Watch the
that's
table.
That was
worthy
good.
of it.
Yeah.
That's worthy
had I
of
been
it. Way to go,
downtown,
Lisa.
I
there's
feel
so
you on
many
that.
businesses that because of the rent and yes, there's PPP loans and there's ready loans and there's funding out there. I don't want funding. I want to be
Right.
able to work. I want to be able to do the trade and the business that I was taught and that I was raised, and I didn't have that right to do that. Because
Amen
somebody
to that.
told me the state I live in and the governor that I live in, I couldn't do it.
Amen.
So-
Amen.
Mic drop.
That was worthy
Mic drop
of,
by Lisa.
That
I
was
feel
worthy
you,
of that.
girl.
Yeah. No, that
Well-
was spoken from the heart, Lisa. Very good.
You're fired.
Really? Okay.
Oh yeah, because she's okay.
Hey, who
with
else said that
You're gonna
really
move-
well?
Right.
Who else
That's
said
why I
that
said
really well?
it. Because I knew that'd get her worked out.
Ah, thank you.
Oh boy.
They keep pushing that fear of, oh my gosh, the Thanksgiving spike and the Christmas spike and the Super Bowl spike and we're going to have another spike in a couple weeks. It's like, but none of those spikes have come to fruition. So stop with the fear mongering
Exactly.
and let these businesses open up. And if there's a spike after that, then shut them back down. But at least let them try. Let them do their due diligence.
And these businesses are smart enough. There's restaurants. Hey, we got 6 employees that are, got COVID. We're going to shut down till we get everybody taken care of. We get everybody healthy. They're smart enough to do that, but allow that business to open up and take those precautions and
Trust them.
trust them.
Stop
Exactly.
manning them.
All throughout history, recorded history, when you get into a place of lockdowns, your slavery, all these things, it does not work. We meddle. We as humans meddle. I think that I can do Craig's life better than Craig can. So here's how you do it, Craig. Right? And
I'm all ears.
You
and
retaliate.
I'm guilty. Yeah. And I'm guilty of it too. I'm not saying that it's everybody else. I'm guilty of it too. We all meddle. We like to meddle in other people's business, don't
Yeah.
we? We're all guilty of it. But when
probably
we
why
can
we're
see
here.
it, and when we understand that, wait a minute, I'm starting to meddle in Harmony's life.
Yep.
I need to pause. I need to say, okay, whoa, that's too far. What do we have 5 people here, let's vote on it. All these things. When it comes to that, I mean, obviously you have to have leaders in certain places, but when an individual can be an individual, that's when society thrives. When
For sure.
each person is held accountable for what they do, a society thrives.
Yeah.
The United States of America did better than any in history, in recorded history, any other country. Why? Because the individual was responsible for the individual and held accountable.
Amen. So going
That's
back,
my opinion.
Going back to the article, it says Walz's charts foretold the pandemic-related hospitalizations would peak around June 20th, 2020, hitting crescendos in the mid-20,000. In reality, all Minnesota hospitals combined admitted only 25 COVID patients on that day per state Department of Health. So, a year ago, we were told these numbers, listen to the professionals, listen to the scientists. And now these numbers did not pan out. So now, yes, we went into uncharted territory. Yes, did we have some history to kind of perform onto that? Now, okay, it's over. I mean, and I'm saying it's over with, but it's over.
It's over the hump. I think is kind of what you mean,
and
right?
I say that it's over.
We have enough
with.
information.
Yeah, it's over with. Meaning, like, okay, let's move on, adapt, overcome, and adapt to what's going on compared to this whole. We're still in the height of the beast of the belly kind of thing.
It's still right. It still exists, but we know how to mitigate it better.
Right.
Yeah, we knew that within about a month.
Right.
Again, good thing China's not oppressed. Because never mind.
I would like to see the true numbers out of China. We'll never get that.
No.
But it'd be interesting to see what really happened over there.
And it's sad what people are doing. It's just it's unbelievably sad. All the hate that are. I don't know. It's not in our. I'm not going to rant on that. It's not in our.
How much time?
It's not in our lineup
podcast.
this
That's
week,
another
so let's
podcast,
not
right,
do
Craig?
that. Yeah, it's totally.
Hey, a lot of people have asked how they can support the work we're doing here at Matt Logan Speaks. Well, you see this hammer that I got in my hand? It's pretty big. All you have to do is hammer the share button. Go ahead and hammer out a comment to us. Go ahead and hammer the like button. Go ahead and hammer the subscription button. Go ahead and hammer the notification bell so that when we have new content up, you're the first to know about it. We really appreciate the comments, shares, likes, because you know what? That's the best way you can support us, because the algorithms on all these fancy computers, that's what they need. We appreciate it.